So the session today is about longing. So we'll talk about longing, and then also along with longing, there are a few concepts when people get into souls and spirituality, and then also they have they get these romantic relationships going, and they term them as twin flames. They term them as soulmates depending on what kind of connection they are feeling with people. And so then they're always questioning, is this person my twin flame, is this person my soulmate? So today I'm just simply going to be also touching upon that and breaking down in terms of energy. What does it mean to meet a soulmate, or what does it mean to meet a twin flame, and what exactly is the work in energies? But what is it that these twin flames, soulmates, whatever name we call them, what is it that they create in us? They create longing in us. So it doesn't really mean that somebody has to be only a romantic interest. Somebody very close to you, let us say, leaves you. And it could be that they leave you because they've left the earth, or it could be they leave you, or they just simply leave your life and they go away, whatever the reason might be, whatever the story might be. But as people leave, what is it that remains inside? There is this deep longing, that deep longing to be with them, to meet them, or to be experiencing that closeness, that proximity again with them. And that longing, this, last time we had our webinar on grief, and there's a lot of sadness and grief that is there together. But this is longing. When the sadness has dulled down, there is still a longing. And that longing we are constantly questioning. And after that, it doesn't even necessarily mean that you are unhappy. You could be very happy. You could be completely satisfied. You could be contented with everything. And yet, there might be this longing. And so people are like questioning constantly as to what is it? Why is it that I'm feeling this deep connection with this person when I know that things can't turn out, or there is nothing that we can do about being together? Then why is it that I'm feeling such a deep connection with this person? So that's when those names come up. Oh, this one's my twin flame, that's one's my soulmate, I've met my soulmate. And then when they come to me, I trash all of that. It wasn't like that I was always trashing this, but I didn't know anything about this journey at all. And so there was a time when my spiritual journey started, and a lot of people came and asked me, do you believe in twin flame, do you believe in a soulmate? And I didn't know anything, and I was actually told to not bothered to read about any of these concepts. And so I never read. So when somebody would ask me, I say, no, I really don't understand this. And I don't believe in this. I believe in energy. I understand a little bit of energy. So it was so beautiful, because it was funny actually that about 5 years ago, there was a workshop of mine in Delhi. I was in Delhi, and this one guy, he came and asked me, do you believe in twin flames? And I said, no. And he was very happy to hear that, because he was going through a really rough patch. He was in love with somebody deeply, desperately, and that person couldn't even look at him. She was like totally averse to seeing his face. And so here he was, who was, he was wallowing in this deep longing for her. And he didn't know what to do about it. So when he came to my workshop and asked me, do you believe in this? And I said, no. He said, okay, you don't believe in it. So obviously, when you teach me something, I will be able to understand and move away from this deep longing. And this longing is almost turning toxic for me. Constantly, my attention is taken over there, and I don't know what to do about it. A few days after the workshop, Seema is based in Delhi, and she's one of the MPFI family people, and many of you know Seema. And a few days later, Seema called me and said, Meenal, I'm receiving some guidance. And then she started to channel, she started to speak that guidance to me. And in the guidance, we were both being told that she is my twin flame. So as she said she is my twin flame, I was like, Seema, do you understand what a twin flame is? And she said, nope. And I said, well, neither do I. But apparently, she and I were being told that we are twin flames. And obviously, this has nothing to do with gender because we are energy and we didn't know what the energy was all about. But, it's not that the twin flame has to necessarily be a opposite gender. It can be anybody, anyone that you feel this deep connect with, this that deep longing for, and then you are not there available, or they are not available for you. So this deep longing, Seema and I didn't have. We didn't have for each other. But then here we were being told that you both are twin flames. And so the next day, I sat in guidance to figure out what exactly does this mean. And so as I was sitting and taking my guidance on it, I was told, now you have to do everything together. You have to be together. The two of you have to work together. If one of you is doing a healing, you have to call for the other one in the energy. You have to spend more time together. You have to do your releases together. And so, we started to be on the phone with each other because this was guidance. And so we started to be on phone with each other, and a lot, almost like, 5 to 6 hours in a day. We were spending that kind of time with each other. What was happening in the energy? So just to give you an idea, first, if I describe Seema and I describe myself, we two are diagonally opposite, completely opposite people. Seema was a person who, at that point in time, hadn't even stepped out of the house without seeking permission from the husband, or, never going out anywhere to meet anyone, except for your friends or something, but no vacations without a family, without a husband. And everything was centered around, people. I, on the other hand, don't believe in asking for any permission at all. I just believe in telling that, okay, you know what, this is what I'm going to be, doing. This is how I'm going to be, well, going out or making my plans. And then whoever wants to can join, and whoever doesn't want to, they have to figure out. If they are not liking my plans, well, that's their problem. And this was me at all times, even before this journey started. I was extremely independent, and she was completely dependent. And when I would look at people such as Seema, I would have deep judgments about them, like really, really deep judgments, because the word that would come to my mind constantly would be something like doormat. How can somebody live a life being a doormat? And so there was a huge judgment inside of me. And now we were spending these two diabolically, no, diametrically opposite people were spending 7 hours with each other on the phone. What happened? As we were doing our releases, I started to understand more and more about her journey, and how she, the journey is always within. Yes, my journey was through being a successful banker, through being this and that. And her journey was, by being a housewife and by being at home. And yet, in both our lives, there were actors. In both our lives, we had collected something or another. And so here we were, two completely different people being put together. I started to get so much appreciation for her journey. And I started to release my judgments so much more, just because I got to see that, oh my God, that journey is more difficult than the one that I have. And so a lot of appreciation for people who are going through that journey. She, on the other hand, was looking at me and saying, how does this work? How can she do this, and not even asking? And she, who was constantly in fear, was now learning to be fearless and to be able to process that emotion, and to become a little bit more, of this side. So we both were being given a taste of the other side. And that is the job of a twin flame, and that's the job of a soulmate, that's the job of an actor. But when we were collected together, this is what happened. See, normally when you get a strong attraction towards someone, you get stuck in the physical form. You think that, no, it's about this person, I'm attracted to this person. You don't understand that it's that person's energy that's pulling you into their frequency. On the other hand, your energy is pulling them into your frequency. There is a frequency game that's happening over here, and it's all about, are you able to accept this and how much bigger you can make your heart to be? And so, when the game is in awareness, when the game of twin flame is in awareness, you simply understand that somebody is pulling you to their frequency and you are pulling them to your frequency. And you are both being taught expansion. You are both being taught to release your judgments. You are both being taught how to love from the heart without condition. And so, as this journey happens in physicality, and when you are unaware and you become simply attached to that other person's body form, then what happens? Because you can't get into this longing, because this longing is not of the body but actually of the energy. And so, the energy is going to keep playing, pulling you into that frequency. What's going to happen? You are going to feel a lot of pain. So, in unawareness, this longing gives a lot of pain. But in awareness, as Seema and I were moving to becoming twin flames to each other, I even forget the name, but were becoming twin flames to each other, what was happening? We were both becoming more accepting of each other. We were becoming more unconditional towards each other. Every time I tell you, no matter what name we give the name of a husband, a wife, a child, a father, a mother, a twin flame, a soulmate. No matter what name we give, everything works as an actor, only actors in front of us, and we have to figure out what is it that we are receiving. So from this longing that we have, we are meant to receive love. Love for who? Love for the self. This longing that we have for anybody is simply separation from that person, and the whole journey constantly is to come to oneness. If the person has left us and we feel the physical absence of the person, again, when we think only of the physicality, we are going to receive pain. But when we are able to understand energy and through the longing, what is it? That person is pulling us into their frequency. And the only way that you get pulled into that frequency is through oneness with that frequency. As you become that frequency itself, then this longing simply disappears. And this is how this particular story played out. So, when people talk about twin flames and soulmates, they talk about one person and how that's how it is meant to work. But here we were in awareness. We would be taking guidance every single day saying, okay, now what am I supposed to do with Seema? How am I supposed to work together? What is the work that we have for today? So, as we were doing our releases, we were also spending a lot of time together. We were doing our workshops together now. And at one of the workshops within the next couple months, as I, got up in the morning and went to the washroom, I received this guidance saying, your work with Seema is over. And I was like, really? But wasn't twin flame the definition? It was supposed to be for life. And this is what I'd received in guidance. But you know what? When you receive something for life and that's guidance, they're only trying to get you to be unconditional with each other. Okay, this person is going to be with me for the rest of my life. I might as well accept them so that both of us are happy. And this was actually working towards acceptance. There is nothing called for life. Energy changes every minute, but I didn't know that then. And so when I was told, okay, this one is for life, I simply, went with that program. And then a few months later, I was being told, okay, the work is done. And so I said, you know what? Outside that woman is sitting and she's got all of this, now new bonding that she's experiencing with me. And I'm this friend she's never had a friend like me before. So I'm not telling her this, I'm not breaking her heart. You want to tell her the same guidance, it's your problem. I'm not giving this secret out to her that her job with me is over. A few minutes passed. I came out. She went into the washroom and she comes out and she says, Meenal, I got a very strange guidance. And I laughed because I said, yep, I know what your guidance is. And sure enough, the same thing, that her work with me is over. What had happened? We had come into unconditionality for each other. We'd come into acceptance of each other. And so, what was happening over here? It was acceptance of myself. This part was my suppressed self, and I was an expressed self. And similarly, she was experiencing this part, me, as her suppressed self, and she had an expressed self, and we were both being shown how to accept ourselves. What are we not? We are Shiva. We are everything. So I am that doormat, and I am this independent person as well. And she was also being shown the very same thing, that yes, so what if you are a doormat, and so what if you are this other person as well. So through all of this, what did we do? We expanded our heart. Why could we expand the heart? Because we were coming at every place from awareness. A few weeks passed by, and now we didn't need to talk to each other because the work between our frequencies was done. A few weeks passed by, and then she called me and said, I'm receiving this other guidance. This other person is now our twin flame. And this time, we totally understood in guidance that yes, as we expand our heart some more and some more, there are still aspects of ourselves that we haven't looked into. And so somebody will come. And when we are being told twin flame, now the exercise to us is very clear. We have to come into oneness. Through being a twin flame, what is it that you are wanting from the other person? You're actually wanting to become one. But your understanding of becoming one is not exactly as in the energies. You think that you have to drag that person into your life and become one physically. You have to stay attached to each other. And that's not the case in energies when you understand. So this game actually started, and then several times over we were told again and again, okay, now this one's your twin flame, and now that one's your twin flame. And so we totally understood that it's not about one person. It's about the move to the next frequency, about acceptance of another frequency. This frequency I accept, and that frequency I also accept, because I am all. And that is the place, that is the job that the twin flame has, to pull you into oneness. And for that pull, the longing is created. And as days went by, one day I received in my sleep that I have this one final twin flame, my ultimate twin flame, and the name was given to me. And the name was Money. Then I was like, okay, then, So I understand now that as with each frequency that I was simply accepting and allowing, now the job had come for me to allow money frequency. And then what? To become one with money, to become money myself. And so that journey went on for a little bit. And then as I found that I became money, that longing itself disappeared. That longing's job was done. The longing was there to pull me to this new frequency. And when the job was done, the longing disappeared. I became money. So the whole journey is to make you understand you are Shiva and Shakti too. It's not outside of you that a Shakti resides. Yes, when we hear of stories, even in the in our culture, we have this Radha, Krishna, and many people who ask me, were Radha and Krishna, twin flames, soulmates, whatever it is, and they want to define it by words. And I simply understand everything as energy. When Radha looked at Krishna, she was Krishna. There was no separate Radha. And so Radha was Krishna, and Radha was Radha also. When people say no, there's a very specific definition of twin flame. They're part of your energy split into two. Please understand, the energy is not just simply split into two. Energy is split into a million gazillion pieces. We are all part of the source, and everyone is a part of us. So when we are shown something through another body, through another attraction, through a very, very close connection, we feel that connection. It's only for one purpose, to be able to see that through the longing, you will be pulled into oneness with their frequency. When we are unaware, that longing will keep growing. For me, when I was told that money is my twin flame, it was such a moment of revelation to me, because I actually could now understand that, yes, money had gone in the physical. And even though he had come back in the energies, I would constantly still feel the longing for the hug. And I would keep longing for that hug. And then, of course, as I talked about it even last time, money came to me and said, I'm coming to you and hugging you every single day. And so you have to understand that I'm coming to you through so many people. And here you are stuck on a body form. So when we get stuck on the body form, we can't understand what the work in the energies we are meant to do. To understand what is the work in the energies, one question alone: what am I feeling? So through the longing, through this separation, if you are feeling pain, then that pain resides in you. You have to release that pain. And you're simply feeling the longing, and it's not so much of pain. There is an understanding, and but yet there exists a longing. As was the case with me. I was feeling that I understood money is here. I also understood that when I leave this body, and this was my understanding, that when I leave this body, I will go and I will hug him. And then he said, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do anything. I'm coming to you every single day, and I'm already hugging you. You're just not recognizing me. And so, with that, what happened? What happened is that my heart expanded. My hugs to everybody became a hug to money. And as I hugged everybody some more, my judgments got released, and my longing started to disappear. And this distance that you have to bridge between being you and being Shiva, or between being you and being Meenal, being you and being money. This distance of separation is going to be bridged by this last leg of longing. This is the last stop, pretty much. It produces a lot of love. It makes it a lot, especially in awareness. When it's in unawareness, that love will give a lot of pain because it's conditional. Your body has to be with me. You have to be with me. You cannot be shared. And so in unawareness, there is a lot of pain and attachment that is created. But now that we play this game of awareness, and we are able to see that the only game is to allow and accept that part of yourself that somebody is showing to you. So when you allow and accept me fully, you become me. And then you will find that this longing, even to come and meet with me, this longing will simply disappear. Yes, you'll be happy to see me, but that longing is all about my frequency still pulling you towards me. And now, and then Kalpana writes, Meenal, when you opened your house, I had a longing to come and work in your house. However, I never could come for various reasons. However, I continued to work in your energies and discovered that works. I didn't have to be in your physical presence to be in your frequency. So today, I enjoy being in your company. There is no longing, only the amazing sense of being in your frequency every moment. This is just so beautiful, and this is just somebody else exactly telling you their experience, just as I told you my experience with money. And so wonderful to hear, Kalpana, because here it is that if she had a longing, and that longing was there, but what was she doing? She was constantly working to be in my energies. And the day that Kalpana became Meenal, that energy, that longing energy was released, because now there is so much oneness. There is no need for a physical presence to be there. Huh. What if attraction is for someone I don't want the frequency of? I would rather tune into Meenal frequency at all times. How beautiful. What if attraction is for someone I don't want the frequency of? Can you see these words? I don't want. The minute you resist, then that's what persists. So beautiful that that person is also, guess what? That person is also Meenal. every wherever you are seeing that I don't want this and I don't want that. But when you are Shiva, who are you not? You are everything. So you are Meenal, and then that person too, you are already that. What part of that frequency is scaring you? Accept that. This is all about acceptance and allowance of you. This is you. That person is your mirror. And if you haven't, if you're trying to avoid somebody, then work has come on you. If you're attracted to somebody for a purpose, there is a purpose why you're attracted to that some person. That person's frequency is pulling you. And while you think that frequency might be beneath you or it's a low frequency, that's your fear. Again, you are Shiva. Who are you not? You are every frequency there is. You are that. So yes, the frequency of Meenal is that of abundance and that of joy, and you are taking on that frequency. But as you do that, understand that the game that is being played even in Meenal's frequency is simply that of acceptance and allowance to everyone. To everyone. So the quicker you accept in that frequency of Meenal, that person exists as well. That frequency exists in Meenal as well. You have to simply accept. It's all about you, and it's all about your journey to feeling the completeness. You are complete. If you are looking at an external event, at an external person to complete you, they are simply an actor. You can give it whatever name you want: a spouse, a flame, a mate, a whoever, a friend. But if you're looking outside to complete you, understand that this longing that is being created to be with someone or to find someone is only a longing so that you can open your heart and become that frequency so that you can come into your own completion. If you are looking at somebody outside and there is separation, then what is it that is pulling you to their frequency? What love that you are feeling for them that you still haven't felt for yourself? Sit and ask in guidance. Ask in guidance all the answers of what is it that I need to work on today? The answers will come. Love. The whole journey of this longing and this final step is towards more self love. When we are being shown an outside person, the job is of accepting ourselves more. And that job of acceptance only happens through releasing our judgments for ourselves, through looking at more aspects of ourselves which are hidden, through accepting more and more of every part of ourselves. Outside, there is no one, a mirror that's showing us our deeper parts. We haven't looked at it. Okay, let's look at it now. The reason why they are here and the reason why there is a longing or a strong attraction is because they are pulling you into their frequency. They are pulling you into the frequency of self love. And Ramya says, how do I realize that I have changed to meaner frequency when I want to tune out from a particular emotion? I talk about the positivity process where you actually simply release your fears, or if you're sitting in anger, frustration, whatever the emotion that is, that's your frequency in that moment. You will simply move all of that to a candle. That's the positivity process that I normally talk about. There's also a video with a dozen different processes that I just put up a few days ago. Choose whatever suits you. And so you are looking at your emotion and you are releasing that. And then I tell people, move into my frequency with this line: I am Meenal. I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. How do you realize? You don't need to realize. When you change your television channel from one to the other, you know that the channel has changed. That remote works. When you say, am I still there? Actually, you're not, because now you move to the frequency of doubt. And then when you say, no, I don't think I'm moving in, now you're moving further and further into movies of anxiety. Why am I not moving in? What's happening? Why is the change not happening? Now you are moving more and more into the frequency of worry, anxiety, fear, whatever it is. So simply when you say, I am Meenal, understanding that you are Meenal. How will the change happen? Yes, you will feel lighter, maybe 5% lighter, maybe 2% lighter, maybe not lighter at all in that moment. Because guess what? Lightness of the heart is not always understood by your mind. And so you might not be able to feel that lightness, but the frequency has shifted the minute you picked up the remote and you said, I take energy from Meenal. So instead of how will it be seen by me, just always, whenever it's not, whenever your mind goes into doubt, repeat these lines again. I take energy from Meenal. So let's not get carried away by these weighty words, soulmate and this mate and that mate, to understand that each time we have to drop down to that denomination which is called energy. Everything is all about energy, and you are energy, and you play at so many different frequencies. And at all times, somebody or the other will become an actor and bring to you. Sometimes their presence becomes an actor. And when it's the case of longing, it's their absence that's becoming the actor. That absence is creating the frequency of longing, and that absence is getting you to that next frequency shift. And it's still always about you, and the work is always within. The work of self love at all times is done by those easy lines. I am awesome. So, how to find and understand that a particular person is compatible with you to get married? Every person that you meet is compatible with you. And if it's not, then the work is on you. Because what that person, you can find the most compatible person on planet Earth. You can match all your characteristics. And what are you going to find? If your energy is holding a lot of self hate, then that person is going to start reflecting that at you. Simply that. So when you're trying to find compatible outside, firstly, just give love inside. Outside, it doesn't matter. The same person who is not compatible to you right now will suddenly become so compatible. I've seen all relationships in my life change, all of them, absolutely all of them. They've changed. The ones that were beautiful have only become more beautiful as I give more love to myself. The ones that were, not even on talking terms, now everybody's on talking terms, and there is so much love that is flowing. How did I find them to be compatible suddenly? I didn't. I simply kept working on myself. And as I worked on self love, outside the mirrors will continue to work as per my energy. You're looking at a particular person to be compatible. Go get a, you know कितने लोग हॉरोस्कोप मिलवाते हैं, मिलवा लो. उसमें कितने ही गुण मिलवाते हैं, मिलवा लो. Those gun are all about compatibility. And yet, with all the horoscopes in place, are all the marriages working beautifully? No, they're simply reflectors of each other. Everyone is a mirror to the other. But what is everybody reflecting to me? My energy. So keep your finger at yourself. If outside that compatible person is suddenly looking more compatible, pat on your back because you've done the work in the energy. If that outside person who was so compatible is no longer compatible, then look within and release whatever judgments you have for yourself. That person will begin to release their judgments too. And a deep breath in. I am Meenal. As you take the deep breath in, making this intent, I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. And now, bringing to your awareness your energy in the shape of a butterfly. And you, your energy, this little butterfly. And this beautiful butterfly that you're watching now in your closed eyes is you, it's your energy. And I tell you, but no, you're not just this butterfly, you're the sky too. You are the entire sky. And you ask me, how is that even possible? And so now I want you to watch that butterfly just simply flying higher and higher into the sky till you can't see where the butterfly is. All you can see is the sky. This sky is now you, your energy. This vast, beautiful expanse of the sky is you. Simply breathe in this information. I am the sky. Oneness with the sky. And now I ask you to bring to your awareness this little tiny fish and this beautiful fish in the waters. Deep blue seas is what you see, and you are the fish. Yes, oneness with the fish as well. And now, as the fish floats away into the deep blue seas, you are the deep blue sea. What are you not? You're everything. You are the sky. You're everything in the sky. The birds and their prey. You are everything. You are the ocean and everything that's in the ocean. That's you too. Are you able to see yourself as the nothing and the everything that you are? Simply make this intent towards this understanding. I am all. In oneness with everything and everyone. And now, if there is a longing for something or someone, if there is any longing in you, then simply look at that longing and thank the longing, whether it is for a known person or for an unknown person. Understand this is the last step. This is the last step that is separating you from yourself. There is no other person, just you and yourself, your most loved self, the one that you are attracted to. This is you and your separation right now. And now, watch yourself merge, merge into the energy of the other person. Just merging. If this is unknown, that's perfect too. Simply watch one energy, an energy that makes you long. It makes you long for them. You simply watch that energy that's doing this work through its absence. This actor playing his role, playing her role through their absence. And you simply merge with the energy and expand. You are no longer just you. You are you and them and the sky and the water and the fish and the butterfly and Meenal and money. This is all of you. Experience it in the now, in the heart, as your heart expands in this now. All these frequencies within you. You are all. Om Mani. Okay, everyone. enjoy